Hello everyone. Today in this video, I'd like to talk about pain, whether it's emotional or physical pain. My name is Steve Sheldon. Let's get started. So let's imagine that there's a fire in your house and the smoke alarm goes off. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And you take care of the fire and there's no more smoke. But the alarm still keeps going. And it's going and going. Now, after about a year, the alarm is still going. And you're trying to find that reset button, but you just can't yet. Well, let's talk about pain. All right. The International Association of Pain has the definition of an unpleasant sensory and emotional experience associated with actually or potential tissue damage, or described in the terms of such damage. So, what does the brain have to do with pain? All of the danger messages coming from the body, actually or potential tissue damage, goes to the brain. That produces the pain or not. Let's learn about how the brain develops in order to understand how the brain controls how you feel. All right. The Triune Model has been used for decades to explain how our brain develops and can be effective to help explain what's happening in the brain as we feel pain. As you see here, there's 1, 2, and 3 areas of the brain, and let's talk about those real quick. The first area is developed in the womb, and that is our primitive brain, or the reptilian brain. And that regulates our heartbeat, blood pressure, digestion, sleep, and all the other important systems in our body. The second part there you see is the emotional brain, or the limbic system. This part deals with our memories and our fight, flight, or freeze responses. And in the last part there, the number 3, that is our thinking brain, or neurocortex. All of our thoughts, attention, movements, sensations, language, and how we connect with others comes from our thinking brain. Now, as you can see, there are 2 loops there. There's the 1-2 loop, which is the pain loop. And then we have the 2-3 loop, which is the thrive loop. So the pain loop is active any and every time you feel pain. It is a dense network of connections, and it's like a little blueberry bush. It's quick and easy to activate because it's necessary to keep you alive. Now, the thriving loop is active anytime you're doing something novel or interesting, something new. It's a large network that resembles an oak tree, growing outwards. It takes a bit more time, roughly 10 more times longer, and is a bit more effective to turn on that thriving loop compared to the pain loop. Now, there is good news. Anytime the thriving loop is active, the pain loop stops. That's because multitasking is a myth. So your brain can only run one loop or the other. Now, it's impossible to run both the pain loop and the thrive loop. We can turn down the pain loop with medication. And it helps us then get into that thrive loop. Now, if you were in that pain loop and you take medication, it calms that pain loop down so that you can then get into the thrive loop, which helps you do the things that you enjoy. Now, if you were to take medication and sit down and watch TV, the pain loop is going to go a little bit lower, but it's not moving into that thrive loop because you're not engaging that thrive loop. So how can we engage that thrive loop? Well, here are a few things. We have deep breathing. You know, you've heard that deep breathing: in for, hold for, out for, hold for. They use that to calm themselves down. You have meditation and you have self-hypnosis. That's one of my favorite things to do. You also have, you can do gentle, comfortable exercises. But if you're in too much pain, that's a little hard to do. Now, there are a few other things also. You can connect with others or maybe your animal, and that unlocks the oxytocin, otherwise known as the hug drug. We always love that drug. You can smile in order to feel those good hormones, which are called the endorphins. These endorphins have been researched to be more powerful than morphine. That's quite interesting, right? Now, if you don't have anybody in your house that smiles back at you, go into the mirror and smile at yourself. That's a great way to feel good. And then you can have gratitude. Showing gratitude unlocks serotonin, which is a hormone that is involved with some of the medications that help relieve pain and depression. Now, these other things, you can set goals and achieve those goals, and those kick in the dopamine. You can challenge your senses, right? You can get that really good smelling essential oils that make you feel good, or you can get a nice rub, right? Massage, different things like that. And then one of the other things that you can do is challenge your mind, right? You can do puzzles, reading, fantasy is great for that, or learn something new. Now, just remember that pain is an emotional and sensory experience. So by doing things that you enjoy and that make you happy, even if it's only for a few seconds or minutes, you'll start to turn on that thrive loop. Now, if you think back a little bit, last few days, last few weeks, last few months, has there been anything that has made you happy, that has triggered that thrive loop? If there was, keep doing that. Even if it's a minute, even if it's 2 minutes, we all need those wins. And once you collect more of those wins, the better you feel. Thank you very much. My name again is Steve Sheldon. And if you have any questions or comments, you can go to my website, stevesheldon.io. Again, that's stevesheldon.io. Have a great and wonderful day.